Life isn't slowing down. Deadlines, drama, disappointments, they come fast. And they hit hard. But what if you could face it all with a calm so steady? It couldn't be shaken? What if your peace didn't depend on what the world throws at you, but on how you respond? In this video, we'll explore 9 Stoic principles that helped ancient warriors and emperors thrive through adversity. Stick around, because by the end, you'll see life through a lens that makes pressure feel like power. Blank. Underscore. Blank. Ever feel like the world is too loud? Too fast? Too much? You're not alone. But centuries ago, Stoic philosophers faced chaos too, and developed strategies that helped them remain centered, even in the harshest storms. What if those same tools could help you navigate your modern life with greater clarity, peace, and strength? In this episode, we're unlocking 9 powerful Stoic insights that go far beyond theory. They're practical, powerful, and may just rewire the way you face stress. Blank. Underscore. Blank. You don't need to change your job, your city, or your past. You need to change how you see. Stoicism isn't about being emotionless, it's about emotional mastery. And in today's video, we'll explore 9 principles that can transform how you think, act, and lead your life, especially when the pressure hits. These timeless lessons aren't just philosophy. They're a playbook for inner strength in a world that never stops pulling you off balance. Stay with us. The shift starts now. Welcome to this video, where we journey into an ancient philosophy that has stood the test of time, Stoicism. Packed with timeless insights, it offers tools to help you navigate challenges and discover a deep, unshakable inner peace. In today's episode, we'll unlock 9 powerful Stoic principles, each one a guiding key that can help you outsmart the chaos and pressure of the modern world. Let's be honest, life isn't easy. Pressure mounts from every direction, and challenges often seem endless. So how do some people remain grounded, unshaken, even when storms rage around them? That's where Stoicism comes in. These 9 keys are not just ideas, they are strategies for strength, wisdom, and serenity. Stick with us until the very end, because each insight builds on the last and might just change how you see your life forever. If you gain value from this video, do us a favor, subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and drop a "keep it up" in the comments below. Your support helps us keep sharing wisdom that matters. Musical note, music transition. Lesson 1. Don't talk about challenges, the Stoic secret to turning trials into triumphs. Hello Stoic seekers. Today, we're diving into a principle that may completely shift how you deal with adversity. Don't talk about your challenges. Now, that might sound surprising. After all, isn't it healthy to share your feelings or vent to a friend now and then? Absolutely. Stoicism doesn't dismiss emotions, but it offers a different path, one that builds resilience, sharpens clarity, and empowers action. The Stoic take on challenges. To the Stoics, hardship wasn't an exception in life, it was the rule. From daily annoyances to life-altering setbacks, adversity is part of being human. But here's the twist. It's not the challenge that defines us, but how we respond to it. Complaining, dwelling, or spiraling in self-pity? That only adds to the burden. Instead, Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our actions, our mindset, our growth. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher emperor, said it best: the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In other words, obstacles aren't walls, they're stepping stones. Strength in silence. So, what does this mean in real life? Imagine you're overwhelmed at work. Venting to coworkers might offer momentary relief, but it doesn't get the task done. Worse, it can amplify stress, but if you calmly break the task into manageable parts, set priorities, and stay consistent, not only will you finish the project, you'll also grow stronger in the process. That's what the Stoics call quiet strength. It's a kind of internal power that doesn't shout or seek sympathy. It acts, it adapts, it endures. The power of perspective. When we're caught in the middle of difficulty, our vision narrows, but Stoicism urges us to widen that lens. Step back. Reframe the situation. Instead of feeling trapped in traffic, use that time for a podcast, a few deep breaths, or silent reflection. Suddenly, what seemed like a setback becomes a pocket of peace. The Stoic challenge. Embrace the quiet strength. Here's a challenge for you. The next time you face adversity, pause. Don't complain. Don't panic. Focus on what you can do right now. Let your calm action speak for you. Because real strength isn't about avoiding problems, it's about rising above them with poise, focus, and intention. And that brings us to the next Stoic key, one that dives into the power of privacy and the wisdom of knowing when to speak and when to remain silent. Stay tuned for Lesson 2. Don't reveal your secrets, the Stoic art of discretion. Sometimes, talking too much about your plans can lead to something unexpected: complacency. When you announce your ambitions too early, your mind might reward itself prematurely. The motivation fades, and the hunger to push forward weakens. But when you keep your plans to yourself, that fire stays alive. You stay hungry. You stay driven. This Stoic idea isn't just about secrecy. It's about building self-discipline in a world that constantly encourages us to overshare. Every scroll, every click, every update we post is part of a culture of instant gratification. But those who learn to hold back, to move in silence, gain something rare: focus, clarity, and strength. Imagine this. You're working on something you're deeply passionate about. A side project, a business idea, a personal transformation. You're filled with excitement, tempted to tell others, but you pause. Because deep down, you know that opening the door to outside voices might flood you with doubts, criticism, or well-meaning distractions, and that could suffocate the spark before it becomes a flame. By choosing to keep your project under wraps, you protect it, you allow it to grow organically. Away from the noise, you stay in control of your own pace, your vision, and your direction. You remain free from premature judgments, comparisons, or the pressure to meet someone else's timeline. The Stoic challenge. Master the art of discretion. And here's your challenge. Develop the habit of discretion. Be intentional about what you share and with whom. Create your own inner sanctuary, a mental space where you're free to be vulnerable, to think deeply, and to nurture your growth without interruption. This doesn't mean becoming cold or distant. It means honoring your boundaries and being wise with your energy. as the Stoics saw it. Protecting your inner world isn't selfish. It's self-respect. Seneca once advised, if you want to keep a secret, keep it to yourself. He understood the power of restraint and the danger of opening your heart too easily to those who may not guard it well. Discretion builds not just external safety but internal trust. The more you practice it, the more you rely on your own strength. You become grounded, unshaken by the noise of opinions or the need for validation. You move with calm confidence, centered in your values and purpose. And remember, mastering discretion is not about being secretive or deceptive. It's about choosing wisely who gets access to your thoughts, dreams, and vulnerabilities. It's about protecting the sacred space within you, where growth and wisdom quietly take root. As we move forward, keep this principle close, because in the next lesson, we'll dive into another powerful concept: what to do when you succeed. When things go right, and you feel proud, should you shout it from the rooftops? Or is there strength in staying quiet even when you win? Let's explore the Stoic view on humility and why not talking about your achievements may be the most powerful move you can make. Stay with us for Lesson 3. Don't talk about your achievements. The quiet power of humility. Have you ever noticed how the excitement of a goal can start to fade the moment you talk about it out loud? It's a strange phenomenon, isn't it? 1 minute, you're fired up about your dream. The next, after telling someone, the momentum seems to evaporate. That's not just your imagination, it's a real psychological effect. And the Stoics understood this long before science caught up. They believed in guarding your intentions with quiet strength and moving forward with deliberate action. Not public declarations. Take the example of building a side hustle. You're passionate, you're putting in the hours, and it's something you hope will one day become your full-time gig. But the moment you start sharing your plans, the feedback starts rolling in. Some of it might be supportive, but others, even without bad intentions, might inject doubt, criticism, or subtle discouragement. You start to second-guess yourself. You begin adjusting your goals to fit others' expectations. Slowly, your original vision gets watered down. That's the danger of premature exposure. Now, picture someone training for a marathon. They're not ready yet, but they've told everyone on social media. Suddenly, every morning run carries pressure. It's no longer about building endurance at your own pace. It's about not looking like a failure in front of others. The joy of the journey fades under the weight of imagined judgment. The process becomes stressful instead of empowering. The Stoic challenge: embrace the power of strategic silence. This is where the Stoic mindset comes in like a breath of fresh air. Instead of feeding your ego with attention, feed your purpose with patience. The next time you're tempted to broadcast your plans to the world, pause, ask yourself, will this truly help me stay focused, or will it distract me with noise and expectation? Will it give me strength, or will it make me chase approval? Strategic silence doesn't mean secrecy in a fearful way. It means being intentional. It means giving your dreams a protected space to breathe and evolve. The Stoics knew that the earliest stages of any journey are the most fragile. Like a seedling, your plan needs quiet, not chaos. It needs light, not loudness. By holding your vision close, you stay grounded. You stop measuring progress by how many people know about it, and start measuring by how far you've come. Every silent victory builds inner strength. Every quiet breakthrough becomes fuel for the next. And there's a quiet dignity in that, a power that grows from within. Because when no one is clapping, and you still show up, that's real discipline. That's real character. So here's your challenge, Stoic warrior. Try it. Keep your next move to yourself. Let your actions do the talking. Let your progress be your proof. And let your focus stay razor sharp, untouched by praise or doubt. If you've found value in this journey so far, be sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and type "Keep it up" in the comments. It helps more than you know, and it lets us know this message matters. Up next, we're entering even deeper waters. What happens when you shift your attention, not to your plans, but to others? In a world obsessed with gossip and comparison, how do we rise above the noise? Let's explore that in Lesson 5. Don't talk about others. The Stoic path to a gossip-free zone. Have you ever felt that sinking sensation after opening up to the wrong person? Sometimes, our vulnerabilities, when shared too freely, can become weapons in the hands of others, whether they intend harm or not. The Stoics warned us about this very risk. Seneca, the great Roman philosopher, once said that a person who reveals their weaknesses to the world is like a city without walls, defenseless, open, and exposed to any passing threat. Before diving deeper into this, it's important to distinguish between two often confused concepts: flaws and weaknesses. Flaws are imperfections in our character, things we might struggle with but can recognize and work on. They're part of being human and often fuel personal growth when acknowledged with humility. Weaknesses, however, are a different story. These are the emotional triggers, the tender spots in our psyche, the mental blind spots that others, sometimes unintentionally, can exploit. They are the pressure points that can provoke anxiety, impulsiveness, or self-doubt when poked. The power of silent strength. To the Stoics, true strength didn't lie in wearing your heart on your sleeve. It lay in the quiet, steady process of fortifying your inner world. They didn't believe in hiding from personal work, quite the opposite. But they knew the value of protecting your emotional core while you do that work. Think of it like renovating a house. Would you leave the doors wide open during construction? No, you'd close them, secure the site, and build quietly from the inside out. Imagine you're someone who becomes easily overwhelmed by stress. If you openly share this in a workplace environment, you might unintentionally invite more pressure from colleagues or even be perceived as someone who can take on more because you're so responsible. Rather than broadcasting your anxiety, the Stoic approach would be to develop internal tools, breathing techniques, time management habits, mental framing, so you can quietly grow stronger in the background. And when a stressful situation arises, you're ready, calm, centered, capable, and no one saw it coming. The Stoic challenge: turn weaknesses into strengths. So here's your challenge. Instead of focusing on how your weaknesses make you feel exposed, use them as fuel for transformation. You don't need to declare them to the world in order to grow. Use silence as a tool, not for denial, but for focused introspection. Get to know your weak spots intimately, and develop real, actionable strategies to address them. Build habits that protect your mind. Create environments that support your strength. and surround yourself with people who respect your boundaries. The less you explain, the more powerful you become. Let your growth speak for itself. Let your calm in a storm, your composure under pressure, your resilience in silence be the evidence of your strength. That's the Stoic way, developing quiet confidence that doesn't depend on pity or external validation. Just strength, earned, internal, unshakable. If this principle resonates with you, make sure to subscribe, leave us a like, and type "Keep it up" in the comments. Every bit of support helps us reach more people who are on the path to inner mastery. And now, we move from guarding our weaknesses to nurturing something even more sacred, our dreams. In the next lesson, we'll explore why keeping your deepest aspirations close to your heart might just be the key to bringing them to life. Join us in Lesson 8, The Unspoken Dream, nurturing your aspirations in the quiet of your heart. In a world that constantly tells us to stay connected, to never be alone, the Stoics offered a radically different perspective. They didn't see solitude as a weakness to be avoided, but as a wellspring of strength, clarity, and deep personal connection. They embraced solitude not as isolation, but as a sanctuary, a sacred space where true self-discovery could unfold. Away from the noise and chaos of everyday life. The Stoic embrace of solitude. The Stoics understood that the most powerful insights often emerge in moments of quiet reflection. When the world is silent, the mind can finally speak. In solitude, we're given the chance to examine our values, confront our fears, and build a stronger sense of self-reliance. Seneca captured this beautifully when he wrote, "Loneliness is the poverty of self. Solitude is the richness of self." These words remind us that solitude isn't about lacking connection, it's about being deeply present with ourselves. Why keep your solitude sacred? Let's explore why the Stoics insisted on keeping these moments of solitude private and protected. 1. Protect your inner sanctuary. Solitude is a rare and precious gift, a time when you can connect deeply with your most authentic thoughts and feelings. But when shared too freely, those sacred moments can lose their magic. Others may not understand their value, and their reactions might dilute the clarity and power you found. By keeping your solitude private, you preserve its depth and its ability to help you grow. 2. Avoid misinterpretation. Not everyone sees solitude as strength. In today's social culture, being alone can be misread as sadness, awkwardness, or disconnection. But the Stoics saw through this illusion. They knew that time spent alone is often where the real inner work happens. By not publicizing your solitary practices, you avoid judgment and keep your journey true and undisturbed. 3. Cultivate self-reliance. Solitude teaches us to rely on ourselves for comfort, wisdom, and creative inspiration. These private moments become the training ground for resilience and clarity. If shared too soon or too often, you risk leaning on external approval. But when you keep solitude sacred, you reinforce your own strength and deepen your self-trust. Real-life examples. The power of silent solitude. Think of someone with a daily meditation routine that grounds them every morning. It's a personal ritual that helps them reset, recharge, and move through life with clarity. But the moment they begin sharing it with everyone, questions arise, opinions flood in, and the peace it once brought may begin to fade. Keeping it to themselves protects its sacredness. Or imagine you love walking alone in the forest, just you. The sound of wind through the trees, and your thoughts unfolding without interruption. It's in these moments that your ideas come alive. But if others begin joining or commenting on it, that space of creativity may vanish. By holding it close, you preserve its magic. The Stoic challenge. Embrace the richness of solitude. Here's your challenge. Make solitude a consistent, sacred practice in your life. Whether it's meditation, journaling, walking in nature, or simply sitting in stillness, carve out time to connect with yourself. Treat it not as an escape, but as a journey inward, a journey that builds strength, resilience, and clarity. Remember, solitude is not about avoiding people, it's about deepening your connection with yourself. In those quiet moments, you'll find wisdom, you'll nurture your creativity, you'll rediscover your values and return to the world with more clarity and purpose than ever before. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the 9 Stoic keys to outsmarting the chaos of modern life. Always remember, true wisdom doesn't come from chasing validation or comparing yourself to others. It comes from within, from building self-awareness, practicing inner discipline, and aligning with your deepest values. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment with "Keep it up" if you're ready to keep growing and shining your Stoic light in a noisy world. Stay strong, stay focused, and most importantly, stay true to your inner self.